Welcome to this edition of Headlines Nigeria on ITI, Internet Television International. This is our Abuja studio in Nigeria. I am Rachel Owa with summaries of news, politics, business and sport from Nigerian dailies. From the Punch newspaper, Obasanjo Bankole in closed-door meeting. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo and Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mr. Dimeji Bankole, on Tuesday met behind closed doors inside the inner chamber of the presidential wing of the Muritala Muhammad International Airport, Lagos. After a meeting that lasted for about 30 minutes, the pair, who later came out smiling, refused to talk with journalists who sought to know the reason for the meeting. Jonathan's request to slash 2010 budget divides reps. Members of the House of Representatives on Tuesday disagreed over a request by President Goodluck Jonathan to cut the budget. Members of the House of Representatives on Tuesday disagreed over a request by President Goodluck Jonathan to cut the 2010 budget. They, however, deferred final voting on the matter pending the report of the Committee on Appropriations. The committee, which is headed by Mr. Ademola Adesheun, was given up till Thursday, that is tomorrow, to submit the report. Reps asked Ministry to halt retirement of 79 officers. The House of Representatives Committee on Defense on Tuesday asked the Ministry of Defense and the Defense Headquarters to halt the ongoing retirement of 79 military officers pending the hearing on several petitions forwarded to the House by the affected officers. Britain apologizes over raid on diplomats' residence. The British government has apologized over the raid on the residence of a Nigerian diplomat in North London. The apology was contained in a letter dated June 18 from the Foreign and Commonwealth Office in London, addressed to the Nigerian High Commission in London. Pedro, court strikes out Fashola's application. A Lagos High Court in Ikeja on Tuesday struck out the application by Lagos State Governor Batunde Fashola asking it to stay proceedings in a suit by the former Deputy Governor suit. A Lagos High Court in Ikeja on Tuesday struck out an application by Lagos State Governor Batunde Fashola asking it to stay proceedings in a suit by the former Deputy Governor of the state, Mr. Femi Pedro, challenging the legality of his removal from office. In her ruling on the case, Justice Yetunde Idowu held that there was no valid notice of appeal before the court to warrant the stay of further proceedings. From the Nigerian Guardian, NHRC urges Jonathan to sign amended rights bill. As it praised the National Assembly for passing the National Human Rights Commission NHRC amended bill, the agency has called on President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan to sign it into law. NHRC Executive Secretary Mr. Roland Ewubare said the passage of the bill would speed up the process of returning Nigeria to status A as opposed to its current B status in the global human rights community. Ijaw Congress seeks implementation of MITI report on Niger Delta. The Ijaw National Congress (INC) has called on the federal government to go beyond rehabilitation of ex-militants and implement the recommendations of the Technical Committee on the Niger Delta led by Ledum MITI. INC spokesman Victor Borubo told The Guardian that the Ijaw are in support of measures taken to ensure that the ex-militants who accepted the late President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua's amnesty offer are rehabilitated. From the Nigerian Tribune, Akunyili charges journalists on transparency. The Minister of Information and Communications, Professor Dora Akunyili, has charged journalists and media organizations to imbibe the culture of transparency in their duties as a step towards rebranding Nigeria and the media. Akunyili, who spoke Tuesday at Ogun State, stressed the need for better welfare packages for journalists to enable them to report fairly and truthfully. From the Vanguard newspaper comes the story, Strike, Health Minister appeals to doctors. Minister of Health, Professor Christian Onyebuchi-Chukwu, has directed Chief Medical Director, CMDs, to call the two factions of resident doctors to order, saying the ministry cannot continue to work in disharmony. Professor Chukwu, who gave the directive yesterday at a meeting with the CMDs, said the meeting was conveyed to enable the ministry look into various challenges facing tertiary health institutions in the country. Oshomole urges Nigerians to embrace unity. Edo State Governor Comrade Adams Oshimole has stressed the need for Nigerians to live in harmony and play down on factors that could divide the society. Comrade Oshimole stated this yesterday when the Comptroller of Immigration Services Edo State Command, Alhaji Abdulmumuni Abdul Malik, paid him a courtesy visit in Government House, Benin City. And in politics, this day newspaper has this caption, 2011 South ready to back Jonathan. The shape and texture of the 2011 presidential contest may have begun to crystallize following a meeting yesterday between President Goodluck Jonathan and governors of the South-South geopolitical zone. In fact, the governor said yesterday at the end of the meeting that they were waiting for the president's declaration of interest. From the Punch newspaper comes this one, past INEC chairman lacked will to follow due process, Uduaghan. The Delta State Governor, Dr. Emmanuel Uduaghan, on Tuesday identified the failure of past chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission to follow due process as one of the obstacles to free and fair elections in Nigeria. The governor said this in a paper on the imperatives on conducting credible elections in 2011, which he delivered at the 45th anniversary of the Faculty of Arts, University of Lagos. Another party won't save you, PPA tells Abia governor. The Progressive People's Alliance on Tuesday reacted to the defection of the Abia State Governor, Chief Theodore Orji, to another political party, saying the governor's new party would not save him. The national chairman of the PPA, Mr. Larry Essien, who stated this in a telephone interview, said it was wrong for the governor to defect from the party because he was asked to give account of his stewardship to the people that elected him. 2011, Lagos PDP to levy aspirant. Lagos State chapter of the People's Democratic Party has uncovered plans by some of its members to misappropriate the party's funds during 2011 general elections. The state PDP chairman, who made the allegation during the party's General Assembly in Lagos, said that aspirants on the platform of the party would, as from July, make financial contributions to it, and activities of the members who plan to divert the party's election funds will be properly monitored. Ali's wife loses senatorial bid. Wife of the former chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Dr. Amodu Ali, Mariam, on Tuesday, lost her bid to unseat the senator representing Delta North District, Patrick Osakwe. An appeal court sitting in Benin, Edo State, upheld the decision of the Delta State Election Petitions Tribunal, which last year validated Osakwe's election. And in business, Punch newspaper, EFCC moves to recover airlines' 5 billion naira debt. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has waded into the escalating indebtedness of domestic airlines to aviation agencies. A joint task force raised by all the aviation agencies had last week grounded the operations of some debtor airlines. From the Nation newspaper, Rep Summon Minister DG over 4 billion naira contracts. The House of Representatives Committee on Public Procurement yesterday summoned the Minister of Aviation, Mrs. Fidelia Njeze, and the Director General of Nigeria Airport Management Authority, NAMAR, over the award of a contract worth about 12.2 million euros. From Business Day, CBN tackles inflation interest rates as it moves up 132 billion naira. In a bid to control liquidity in the system, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has announced that it will withdraw 132 billion naira through the issuance of treasury bills next week. The measure will help the Apex Bank ensure at ease within inflation and interest targets for the year. And in sports, Punch newspaper has the caption, Sherumu wants new players in Eagles. Ex-international Ike Sherumu says the Super Eagles need young and talented players for Nigeria to make an impact at future competitions. He said Nigeria has the potential to produce a team as strong as the Eagles of 1994, which won the Nations Cup in Tunisia. From the Tribune, Jonathan lambasts NSC leadership. President Goodluck Jonathan on Thursday last week took a swipe at the leadership of the National Sports Commission on its stand on the early exit of the Super Eagles from the South African 2010 World Cup, and ordered that every report on the championship should be made available to him immediately. That's it on Headlines Nigeria on this edition. Thanks for logging on. That's it on Headlines Nigeria on this edition. Thank you for logging on.